Alright, I'll get started in just a second. Alright, good morning, guys. What's up? Sorry I haven't been, I wasn't doing live stream. I had some issues. Um, but here now, and gonna gonna get right into it. So, yesterday was a crazy day, obviously, with OBLN. Where is it? So, OBLN yesterday, was like a good setup on the daily. We had a day here with over 200 million resistance, right? And it was gapping into this level, and then all of a sudden it dipped in the morning, and then you saw that like dipped in the morning here. So it seemed like it was gonna be a good trade, but then it supported, it held this bottom, and then it squeezed like really crazy. What's up, Nickel? How's it going, man? So it squeezed really crazy, and you could tell that this was very manipulated. You could tell that there was a buyer. Every single time that it tried to fail, it just would not. Even here in the morning, tried to fail many times, and then it got saved. And then here, after it topped out at 7 multiple times, cracked, and then it got saved again. And then same here with 10, it cracked, and then it got saved again. So very, very manipulated stock. But now we're gapping down. Now we're far off the highs. So really going to be treating this as an overextended stock. Now looking for a morning spike, risking the high of day of 1077. I'd like to get at least 8.5, but I'm looking for anything $8 to $10 range. Risking this 1077 level, and trying to get it down to the $5 to $6 range. Please. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, man. That's funny. Anyway, so yeah, that's the one I watched for this morning. STCN. This is like a watch list B kind of stock, like type of trade. We have a multi-day runner, now gapping down. It's kind of having its first red day, but the thing is, it's really low volume. But the only reason I like is because of the extension. It went from about $1 to about $3, so 300%. So that's nice. The extension is clean, but the low volume is kind of what I really don't like. But could be worth a trade. You could take this with a much less size, risking the high of 290, and then you can probably take it back down to about $1.50. But the gappers that I'm interested in today are BBIG and Gene. At least out of the gate I am. So BBIG is just gonna be a gap and crap. We have huge extension here. Went from $1.50 to $7.80 pre-market. So the gap was pretty crazy. And now we've come down. We've given up more than 50% of its pre-market range. And what I'm going to be looking for is a morning spike. Really ideally is as close as possible to 780 as we can get. But for 101 risk to reward, I need at least this 550 level. So anything over that, I would probably be shorting a morning spike into, and then target is going to be back down to 3. And if we look at the daily, we've had a previous gap and crap day, huge gap, and then it gave all of it back, meaning literally all of it back, came all the way back down. So this is a stock that has a history of gapping and failing, and a history of giving it all back. So the range on this is quite nice. Now we are trading, 10 million volume pre-market already, so I wouldn't be using this 520 level as like the level to risk off of, and it could be a good level, but we're trading more volume than this day, so you gotta treat it as a fresh chart. So this can really break through through this 520, so that's why I'm not using this 520. Plus the 520 level was only with about 30 million resistance, so that's not enough. So we for resistance we need at least like 40, and honestly in this market you need more like 500 million. Just like you saw with OBLN yesterday, 200 million wasn't enough. So, and that's why I actually don't really trade bounce gaps anymore. I don't really use Steven Dux's strategy anymore, just because I've seen that it doesn't really work anymore. And not that there's any flaw with it, it's just that the market we're in, it keeps attracting more volume, more and more volume. So I haven't really seen an end to it yet. Like, we still have resistance keeps getting broken through. So when I start seeing that resistance isn't breaking through, then I'll figure out, and I'll be able to know that, okay, hey, like this is probably the max that we can trade, and this is the level that resistance works. And so far I haven't seen that. We've seen that for a little bit last year when we started seeing stuff trade 200-300 million, and then that was kind of the maximum. But then we saw Gene, which traded $1 billion, and then really 400 or 500 million is becoming kind of the next big level. And then again, it doesn't always work either. So as of now, I don't really trade risking off of resistance really. I found a different way of trading. But so that's kind of my little analysis that I've seen on the market currently. But anyway, BBIG, I'm going to be looking for morning spike, risk pre-market highs, target of about $3 or so. The next one, Gene. Give me a second. Okay, Gene. This is going to be a 10:30 a.m. plus trade for me. Now, we've had 10 million pre-market volume. The float is about about 11 million or so. We're up 80%. We're still holding the pre-market range. We still haven't given it back. So this is going to be a 10:30 a.m. plus trade. And what I'm expecting this to do is either, a morning spike fails below pre-market. In that case, 10:30 a.m. I would be looking for a bounce to short into, risking the high day, and then target probably back down to about 550s or so. Or if we break through pre-market highs and go higher, then I would be looking for an 11 a.m. plus trade, looking for a pop once high of day once the morning spike fails, and then target would be adjusted according to how high it spikes and given the range. And that's something I can't say right now, because I don't know exactly what it's going to do. So that's really the plan on this one. This is really going to be a trade later in the day. I do think that it could potentially fail into this level, but again, I don't really trust resistance all that much anymore. Okay, maybe it wasn't Gene that had 1 billion shares, but I remember there was a ticker that traded 1 billion like last year, sometime mid last year. I really thought it was Gene, but maybe it wasn't Gene. Maybe it was like Works or something. I don't know. So you could potentially use this 1030 as your level. It's just I don't really trust those levels as much anymore. So, like I said, unless I start seeing those levels hold again clearly and with the high win rate, then I can start using those again. But as of now, I won't be using those. So yeah, that's the type of trade. Martin saying OBLN yesterday was gapping to over 200 million resistance and got broken out easily. Oh, it was Jibo. Okay, thanks, man. I knew it started with a G. It was Jibo, not Gene. But yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier, Martin. Man, like, it's just crazy that it literally is exactly Dux's strategy. So I'm assuming he was in it. I'm assuming Dux was short. I don't know if he trades. I don't think he trades pre-market, so maybe he didn't get in. Maybe he got in on this bounce, like into the threes, like into that 3 pop. Maybe he got in. I'm not sure, but yeah, it just 200 million resistance is nothing in this market. It really is nothing, even though that's a lot of volume. It really means nothing anymore. So yeah, that's why not really paying attention to that strategy as much anymore. Boy, and thanks, Jivo. Yeah, Martin told me that in the room as well. So okay, so that's really the game plan for this morning. Really, it's going to be BBIG. It's looking like we're getting a nice some nice strength here. If we can get something going like over $6 pre-market, then I might take a pre-market trade. But for now, I'm going to be waiting for the open. If there's no questions, then I'm going to end that here. And good luck to you guys trading today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.